public's assistance to locate their missing loved one.
We are concerned, but we want to be positive that she is okay and that we'll find her.
And a local pastor giving his perspective on marital rape. Also, police officials giving an update on Abaco's latest homicide. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Good evening and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thank you so much for tuning in. Topping the news tonight, a family is seeking your assistance in the disappearance of Stephanie Chisholm. She was last spotted in the downtown area by a family member 2 months ago. Aja Quant sat with her son in this exclusive.
It has been 2 months since the family has seen Stephanie Chisholm. Her son says she is well known in the community, and despite her circumstances, it is unlike her to go missing for such a long period of time, prompting the family to file a missing persons report. 56-year-old Stephanie Chisholm stands 5 foot 5 inches tall, weighs 130 pounds, dark brown complexion, slim build, and black hair. Her son Gerard Bethel says Chisholm was diagnosed with schizophrenia, which is a serious mental disorder in which people interpret reality abnormally, amongst other challenges.
She's off and on of drugs, so we normally see her frequently. So I would ride around and look for her, and lately I haven't been seeing her, so it raised red flags with me and my family.
Bethel says his mother has only been missing for a maximum of 2 weeks in the past, which has now sparked a major concern amongst family members.
We went in the area of downtown and in some of the community around this area, and they haven't seen her for a while as well. We are concerned, but we want to be positive that she is okay and that we'll find her.
Since noticing that Chisholm was missing for a while, Bethel expresses that the family has contacted hospitals both here on Grand Bahama and New Providence, and to no avail. However, he is thanking the Royal Bahamas Police Force for their commitment to assisting them in the search for his mother.
Thank you to the police and 2 CID officers that assisted me. I didn't get their names, but they are really good. And they made me feel much better knowing that they are putting the effort out to look for her.
And now the family is mobilizing a search team to locate her. For anyone with any information on Stephanie's whereabouts, you are asked to contact police at 911, Police Control Room at 350-3014 or 6, National Crime Prevention Office at 302-8430 or 1, or Crime Stoppers at 352-1919 or 350-3106 or 9. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Aja Quant.
Thanks, Aja. Well, the ongoing discussion on marital rape has now advanced to a decision on whether or not a referendum is necessary to amend the legislation and include in the Sexual Offenses and Domestic Violence Act. Following the circulation of a drafted bill by the Davis-Cooper administration, Attorney General Ryan Pinder revealed that the government is still open to feedback on the bill in a move to criminalize marital rape. And tonight, local Bishop Sobig Kemp is giving his perspective on the law versus the church. Simone Davis reports.
After much public debate on the issue of marital rape, the government has demonstrated that it has a keen ear on the topic while listening to the concerns of the people. The Davis-led administration is now in the consultative phase of the drafted bill to amend legislation and criminalize marital rape. Since the discussion resurfaced, we spoke to residents, leaders of the religious community, and members of the judiciary on the topic. But tonight, Bishop Kemp takes a unique approach and compares the Bible to the Constitution.
Marital rape, according to God's word, is non-existent. It's non-existent in holy matrimony because each spouse has agreed by signing the marriage register and is thereby obligated to love, honor, and serve each other. And they demonstrate that agreement by giving themselves to each other.
Earlier this week, while speaking to reporters, Attorney General Ryan Pinder has made it very clear that the government does not want to discourage anybody from providing necessary input on this important issue, which is why there is no deadline on the consultative process. Bishop Kemp then gave this legal advice.
If there's to be a law against rape in marriage, there must also be a law against withholding of sex in marriage and sweethearting, in order to have the proper administration of justice.
Despite his biblical views, Bishop Kemp adds that should there be a referendum, he is confident that Bahamians would make the right choice, which is one that is for the greater good of the people.
And in our society, if we choose to go according to God's way, we will enjoy the benefits of God's blessing. If we choose to do otherwise, then we will experience what comes with that, the consequences of that decision. So we cannot deny the people the right to make their decision. And I am one who is always for that. The referendum will give us the answer.
Now, under the current sexual offense law, rape is defined as the act of any person not under 14 years of age having sexual intercourse with another person who is not his spouse without the consent of that person. However, under the drafted bill, rape is defined as the act of any person not under 14 years of age having sexual intercourse with another person without the consent of that person, where he knows that person does not consent or is reckless as to whether the person consents. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Simone Davis.
Thanks so much, Simone. Well, police are continuing their investigations into a shooting incident in the area of Crossing Rock, South Abaco, that left one man dead. Our Raven Davis is live in studio with the latest in this case.
Yes, Romiko, some 2 days later, and the details surrounding the shooting death of that man on Abaco remain sketchy. Now, we spoke to Assistant Superintendent of Police Stephen Roll, who reveals, however, that the victim is believed to be in his late 40s. At this time, though, his identity remains withheld pending identification from next of kin. According to police reports, shortly after 11 p.m. on Wednesday, officers at the Sandy Point Police Station received reports of gunshots being heard in the area of Crossing Rock, South Abaco. Uniformed officers were dispatched to investigate. Once the officers arrived on the scene, they were directed to a business establishment near the wooden staircase, where they discovered the lifeless body of an adult male clad in all white with apparent gunshot injuries about the body. Additionally, officers recovered a black 9mm pistol with a magazine containing 2 live rounds of .9mm ammunition. The victim was transported to the Marsh Harbor Clinic, where he was examined by a doctor and pronounced dead.
Well, as relates to the weapon that was recovered, it is early in the investigation, and I don't want to assume that once the investigators conduct their inquiries, I'll be able to say exactly how the weapon got there. Who was the person responsible for the weapon? As it stands now, I cannot say if the suspect was known to the deceased. I'll just wait on the detectives to do the investigation, and they provide more details which will be forthcoming.
Police noting that no one is in custody at this time, but they are following leads into this latest incident. Meantime, Roll making an appeal to anyone with information to come forward, and he advises the public to employ better conflict resolution strategies.
Please contact the Marsh Harbor Police Station at 367-2560 or 911 or 919 or the Criminal Investigation Department in Grand Bahama at 350-3106. We want to say to particularly the young men who may find themselves involved in conflicts with other individuals to try and find alternative measures to deal with conflicts. Perhaps speak to a pastor, a police officer, or even some community leader to try and resolve those conflicts and do not turn to crime as a way of resolution.
Now, this is the third homicide recorded this year on that northern island, the previous involving Olympian Chavez Sparky Hart. This latest homicide is under active police investigation. Reporting live in studio for the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Raven Davis. Back to you in studio, Ramiko.
Thanks so much, Raven. Well, police conducted a joint operation which resulted in 320 vehicle checks, 15 persons searched, and 14 drivers cited for various traffic infractions. According to reports on Thursday, September 29th, between 4 and 5 p.m., 190 vehicles were inspected and 4 drivers were cited for various traffic infractions. In the second incident between 5:40 p.m. and 6:40 p.m., a team of officers from the Inner City Patrol Unit and Mobile Patrol Unit conducted a road check in the area of East Sunrise Highway. This resulted in 130 vehicles being inspected and 10 drivers were cited for various traffic infractions. Both incidents were conducted without incident. Well, police officials have issued a wanted poster for 45-year-old Kevin Sidney Roberts. Police say Roberts is wanted by the Criminal Investigations Department for stealing by reason of service. His last known address is Integrity Road, Imperial Park. Roberts is described as a Caucasian male standing 5 feet 7 inches tall, weighing 330 pounds, with dark brown hair and brown eyes. Police say he should be approached with extreme caution. Also, officers at the Criminal Investigations Department on Grand Bahama want to question 53-year-old Christopher Sims, also known as X-Man of Teach Place, Freeport, for grievous harm. Sims stands 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighs 145 pounds, thin-built, dark complexion with dark brown eyes. Anyone spotting these men should contact police at 911 or the National Crime Office at 302-8430 or 1, or the Crime Stoppers line at 352-1919 or 350-3106. Well, switching gears now, health officials continuing to monitor monkeypox in the Bahamas. During the Office of the Prime Minister's weekly press briefing, Acting Chief Operating Officer Dr. Philip Swan confirmed that there has been no reported cases of monkeypox in the Bahamas over the past month, adding that vaccination for the disease will soon be available for Bahamians. In addition, he says influenza-like illnesses are being recorded.
This notwithstanding, continued surveillance continues, and last week we confirmed our order with PAHO for the monkeypox vaccine. Now we're waiting final details as to when we will receive the same country. We have, however, identified influenza type A, H3N2, the same variant that has been seen around the world, but again, it's not in increased numbers and numbers that have us concerned. There's no increased admissions to hospital because of influenza-like illnesses, and so we're keeping an eye on that as well.
Now, while COVID cases have declined in the country, the Acting Chief Operating Officer says the pandemic is not over and we are entering the flu season. He urges all to remain safe.
There may be a rebound increase in the number of cases, reported cases of acute respiratory illnesses, and these may be COVID-19 or influenza or any other illness that may be transmitted by the respiratory route. However, we once again emphasize the need for personal responsibility as you move about the community.
Meanwhile, the Public Hospitals Authority has issued an updated mask guideline today. PHA is advising all visitors that effective October 1st, visitors to the Public Hospitals Authority corporate offices, buildings A, B, and C, and its Supplies Management Agency are no longer required to wear face masks while indoors. Patients and visitors to the Public Hospitals Authority health facilities, including the Princess Margaret Hospital, the Sandilands Rehabilitation Center, the Community Counseling and Assessment Center, and the facilities of the Grand Bahama Health Services, are required to wear face masks while indoors. The Public Hospitals Authority is appealing for continued cooperation and support from the general public. Switching gears, there is a significant decline in mammogram screenings for one local nonprofit organization that offers the free service. Now, some 50 women at the Kidney Center will have access to mammogram services courtesy of Mammogram Access Program, which was established to increase the screening rate in the Northern Bahamas region. Founder Nakia Watson noting that in the aftermath of natural disasters, screening rates have seen a significant decline, and as such, the organization has set out an aggressive agenda to screen 2,000 women this year.
Everything pauses after a major event. That's normal. What I don't see is a real push to get that service back online, and so women become discouraged. They forget about it. They get caught up in the daily life of paying the bills and getting the house back in order, getting the children back in school, and they just lose focus on it. So MAP is here to put that focus back on screening, on early detection, on cancer awareness. We note that diagnosis here in the Bahamas, on average, is around stage 3, and our goal is to get that to a stage 1. We want to give our women a fighting chance.
Now, the sponsorship made in partnership with the City of Life Freeport event coordinator Alexandria Beckles announces plans to host a fall festival on October 10th at 12 noon and pledges that part proceeds will go toward funding this initiative. Officials at the Kidney Center also expressing gratitude on behalf of the patients for their vouchers.
I know that breast cancer ravages the nation on a whole, but we wanted to, even though we're a family, organizing a family event, and we have a family-owned property, we wanted our family to assist another family. And when we heard about the opportunity of assisting more than one, we just jumped on it. I think it's important to, even if you may not have a lot, to share what you have, because that's how you're going to be blessed.
We feel honored that MAP would choose the Kidney Center for the launch of this program. We provide hemodialysis treatment for patients, and they're here with us 3 days a week. A lot of them have multiple challenges, and not just physical or health challenges, but financial. So to be able to provide another resource for them to ensure optimal health, right? And so we're really excited about this, about what Nakia and her team is doing.
As we seek to be a holistic healthcare provider for our patients, this has been something on our radar for our patients for quite some time. So we are very appreciative to MAP for their donation.
And when we come back, we will share how Buckeye gave students of Lewis Yard a special treat. That story and more when the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, returns.
Come on down.
With over 30 years of service with integrity, services in Abaco, New Providence, and Grand Bahama, providing modern and state-of-the-art equipment, specializing in the maintenance and operation of waste treatment plants, waste oil movement, sludge extraction, tank cleaning, elite portable toilets, and hand wash stations. We are efficient, reliable, and cutting edge. We are B&B Galaxy.
Esquire Men's Freeport has extended its summer sidewalk savings into September. Everything $30 and under, every Saturday during September. Call them at 352-8816.
Notice Production.
The summer is back. The summer is hot.
Harvey's Tech Bargains. Westmore Plaza carries electronics, games, consoles, Fire Sticks, smart TVs, tablets, laptops, accessories, and much more. Phone 602-7657 or 727-6877.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. We are still in the hurricane season, and companies like Alive are ensuring that their hurricane plans are set in the event of a storm. Jolanda Thompson reports.
Director of Outside Plan for Cable Group of Companies, Kristen Russell, says that the company has completed all of their resilient technology testing and states that their additional resources on other islands keep them flexible.
In the unlikely event that one of our head ends was to go down, we have another on a different island that would definitely kick in to automatically generate and automatically restore the services. So from a live perspective, all of our generators are topped off. We have almost 3 levels of resiliency at all the Alive towers, which includes backup generator, batteries for our cell site, which give us an additional 8 to 12 hours, and then also microwave, which gives us a transmission resiliency. So basically, in a nutshell, the Alive side, we've been preparing for this over the last number of months, and we are 100% prepared.
According to Russell, at the start of 2022, the Cable Group of Companies has spent millions of dollars to move their infrastructure on the ground.
As late as July, we would have placed most of our nodes trunk fiber, which is basically what carries the transport and the internet services to our customers. We will place this area underground, which would have given us a better resiliency to storms, because during a hurricane, you would have trees falling down on the lines, damage in the lines, poles snapping. So to try and combat that, we would have placed most of our fiber, particularly in the Freeport area, underground.
If in the unlikely event a storm passes, Russell says Alive and Rev clients have no worries as their infrastructure and technology is tested and proven.
Stay safe. We would like to take heed to all of the warnings. Visit all the shelters if you have to. If you are in the evacuation zone, please do so, because we don't want anything to happen to any of our customers, yet alone any one of our friends and families. So we want to encourage all Bahamians to take precaution in that event.
Now, Russell says that their network geo-resiliency for New Providence and Grand Bahama has been fully tested and completed for Rev and Alive. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Jolanda Thompson.
Well, the Lewis Yard Primary School students getting a huge treat courtesy of Buckeye Bahamas. The school's Fun Day and Back to School giveaway was a welcomed gift for the students, according to Principal Juanita Hanna.
The kids are truly excited. We were had to postpone last week because of the weather. So today they were totally excited to have all of the characters out, all of the free food, free drinks, free games, and definitely the backpacks to return to school. The Lewis Yard Primary School area is in an area that's social, economic downturn, and so it's really good to help the parents out during this time, and so we're truly grateful for such a wonderful, generous gift from Buckeye.
On hand, witnessing the joy on the kids' faces, Assistant Manager of Government Relations for Buckeye Bahamas, Kim Pratt.
And Buckeye, always being a corporate sponsor, wanted to make sure that, that now the school has gone back into in-person learning to, give them a little something to give back and give them a little fun. We're glad that we're able to, put a little bit of joy back into the children's lives.
Now the kids were treated to hot dogs, hamburgers, live entertainment, and walked away with brand new backpacks and materials. Your check on sports is up next with Sheen Stubbs.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Shane Stubbs, and welcome to Sports. The National High School Volleyball Championships is making its grand return, and here are the details.
The National High School Volleyball Championships are set to take place November 16th through the 18th here in Grand Bahama.
We are looking at two possible formats. That is, that we either invite we invite all of the champions from the various associations, or we invite the champions and the runners-up. With regards to those associations that are not playing volleyball at this particular time, what we are inviting them to do is to have a round-robin tournament so that they're able to choose who will represent them.
As for which divisions will be spotlighted and the future of the national championships,
divisions are boys and girls at the senior high school level. We're so excited about this. We only see in the near future being able to drop it down to the junior high level.
The championships were last hosted in 2018 over in New Providence, with Government High School winning the senior boys title and St. John's College winning the senior girls crown. Switching gears to soccer, the Freeport Rugby and Football Club's Saturday Soccer Clinic continues this and every Saturday at the Freeport and Rugby Club pitch.
We just plan to get the children out playing, and we want to take them to the next level, which is like playing against Nassau, and that way we can set a benchmark level to see what we've taught, how they've measured up. Once they know that, okay, this is the program and they have something to look forward to, I think we will get people to come up. Once you can teach the basics, the passing, the dribbling, and the shooting, the control, and that's the main key in the sport of soccer.
The program runs weekly at 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. and is geared toward boys and girls ages 5 and up. And finally, in sports, the 11th annual Fast Track Relay for Cancer kicks off tomorrow morning, October 1st at Tino Beach. This year's event will feature a 10K, 5K, and a 4x-mile relay. We'll still have the option of participating virtually, and the action kicks off at 6 a.m.
And that is your quick look at sports. I'm Shane Stubbs. Be safe and be great, and have a great weekend.
My name is Elizabeth Roberts, and I am the HSE Specialist Support with the Grand Bahama Power Company. When a storm strikes, you may be forced to use a generator. But do you know how to use a generator safely? And are you aware of the hazards and risks associated with its use? One of the major risks includes backfeed. Backfeed can endanger you, a family member, or someone else, especially linemen or electricians working on or near your property. Backfeed occurs when power travels from the generator back through the utility lines and re-energizes them. Backfeed creates a very dangerous or potentially deadly situation for our linemen. If generators are not installed properly, the backfeed of electric current can severely injure or kill our linemen working to restore power to your home. To prevent backfeed, a temporary generator should never be plugged into the home's wiring or the circuit breaker panel. The best way to prevent backfeed is by installing a transfer switch. The transfer switch ensures that the generator does not feed electricity back to the power grid. It also protects your generator from damage if the power is restored while the generator is connected. Be sure to have a qualified electrician install the transfer switch, as this can prevent danger and save a life.
Just got the new fiber internet speed bump. Now my internet so fast I can watch 2 4K movies, play video games, and browse on my computer at the same time.
Yeah, my internet so fast I could download a whole season of shows before my noodles run cooking.
Mine so fast when I go to church online, service actually over early.
Mine so fast when I'm working from home, 5 o'clock, come before 3.
Sound like you got this BTC fiber internet speed bump like me.
When it's so fast, I had to have it.
Current fiber internet bundle customers now have as much as 3 times the speed, totally free. Link up with BTC.
Here are some tips for having your home ready for a hurricane. Keep all trees and shrubs trimmed. Bring in all outdoor furniture, plants, or any other items that may become airborne due to high winds. Cover windows and doors with hurricane shutters or pre-cut plywood. Clear drains and gutters. And remember to secure important documentation in case you have to evacuate. Don't be caught off guard this hurricane season. Be prepared. Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Anime author, a special happy birthday to you and congratulations on being our Facebook friend of the day. We also want to say a special happy birthday going out to Lavinia Curry all the way in Atlanta, Georgia. We did receive your email. Thank you so much for watching. And also Lanika Lockhart, who celebrates her birthday today. Happy birthday. And no, I did not wear my orange today. I'm just thankful I did not have to wear black. Y'all try hurt my quarterback. But that concludes the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. On behalf of the entire news team here in the North, I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy your weekend. The Bahamas Tonight continues.
Coming up in the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, triple-digit slayings. Officers in training, the renewed appeal for immunization, and CAC baseball qualifier coming to the Bahamas. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, starts now.
ZNS News is linked up by BTC. Whether it's chatting, gaming, content creating, or working smart to get things done, link up to stay connected with BTC.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Akush Lapinder, and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Thanks for tuning in. Mask on or mask off, a choice residents will be allowed to make in just a few short hours when the clock strikes midnight and October 1st rolls in, lifting the COVID-19 mask mandate. Following bouts of mask fatigue, mask shortages, and even in maskne, it's a day for which Bahamians have long agitated. Our Anthony Smith garnered public sentiment.
After 2 years, 6 months, and 11 plus days with faces hidden behind the veil of a mask, the time has finally come.
I'm tired. I'm ready to yuck this up. I can't wait for tomorrow right now.
On October 1st, 2022, the Bahamas will officially join other countries around the world in dropping the COVID-19 mask mandate, one of the stricter measures introduced at the height of the pandemic, much to the annoyance of many.
We know that COVID it came, but you know, like different places, they already stopped with all the masks and all that. So I see it as a good thing. We're pushing forward and going to a good place.
And while some consider the lift of the mask mandate to be a welcome change, others, well, they aren't too sure.
I mean, when I go in the food stores, I will still wear my mask because there'll still be a lot of people, so I won't just not wear it ever.
I don't think now is the time to really take off the mask because we're not sure what is going on as yet. But until I have a clear mind of what's going on, then I will.
Their thoughts echoed in the comments of Chief Medical Officer Dr. Philip Swan, who just Thursday stressed that despite unalarming COVID-19 cases, the Bahamas, and the world for that matter, is still very much in a declared pandemic, with persons still contracting the illness and in some cases, dying. It's a thought which, despite the lack of a mask mandate, does not escape residents either.
But still, you have to use caution and still keep the social distancing.
We just gotta still be safe now. It was the flu been here, the cold been here. Now we try to treat the COVID like it's a regular disease.
Come tomorrow, many will choose to ditch the mask in favor of a more natural look. However, according to Ministry of Health guidelines, all persons accessing health facilities, classrooms, or in-care facilities must, however, do so. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Anthony Smith.
Meantime, over in the Big Apple, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism, Aviation and Investments, the Honourable Chester Cooper, shared the news that as of tomorrow, the country will indeed lift the COVID-19 mask mandate, and that once again, the Bahamas is fully opened for business with a 16-island destination to showcase.
Well, you can have lunch in Nassau and you can have dinner in Crooked Island. And the next day, you can go fishing early in the morning and still feel well rested, no jet lag. Because the fish in Crooked Island is waiting to see you. Fish in that area, they're dying of old age. So we want to explore all of the opportunities that we have in the Bahamas, fishing, diving, private aviation. This is a great country to really explore an island chain.
Also addressing stakeholders at the event, Acting Director General of Tourism, Latia Duncombe, shared that events put on hold due to the COVID-19 pandemic have returned.
2022. Festivals came back, regattas came back. Oh my gosh, the islands of the Bahamas came alive in a really, really, really big way. One of the things I'd like to share that we also kept was those unique things, those off the beaten path experiences in our family of islands. So when we speak about 16 islands to explore, you can have a beach of your own in the islands of the Bahamas.
Meantime, there are opportunities for the Bahamas beyond tourism and ones that can still help drive tourists to the country. Cleopatra Murphy has the details of what tourism officials are looking at in that regard, with the hope of further developing.
Tourism officials are looking to cover all markets, and that includes film and Broadway, as they seek to get the Bahamas to the masses and attract them to Bahamian shores. Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, the Honorable Chester Cooper, sees room for growth and expansion in the orange economy, particularly inspired after meeting with Front Row Productions Incorporated CEO and founder Stephen Bird and partner Aaliyah Jones Harvey in New York Thursday.
We talked a lot about Grand Bahamas, the events and entertainment capital of the Bahamas. We talked a lot about possibilities of a theater festival in the Bahamas. We're excited by this. There is significant opportunity overall in the film industry. We've been doing some general work preliminarily in looking at film incentives, how we can drive this industry. We have many partners already in the islands of the Bahamas. We have Tyler Perry and the Exumas, for example. We've had a lot of preliminary discussions already about building the stages and infrastructure.
Cooper believes the benefits of having the Bahamas showcased on film are endless, as proven in the past. He's now considering the potential of the Great White Way, Broadway.
We've had some very interesting dialogue about some potential stories for the future Broadway shows with the Bahamian element and the Bahamian flavor. I hope that we can bring some of this to fruition. But all in all, it's been a very productive discussion, and we look forward to working with Front Row.
Front Row Productions is known for Tony Award-winning musical Get Up, Stand Up and MJ the Musical. Bird and Jones Harvey, also Broadway producers, say a partnership with the Bahamas could be beneficial.
We would be able to incubate talent, set designers, working with professionals from Broadway and London with West End on any productions that we brought to the Bahamas. We would have what we might consider interns to work with us in every facet of the production.
We see a tremendous opportunity to bring what has been a successful driver of tourism for New York City to the Bahamas.
Coming out of that meeting, Cooper says he is excited about the possibilities. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Cleopatra Murphy.
Back here at home, Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis will give his first national address on Monday, October 10th, at which time he will preview the way forward 1 year into his administration.
He's expected to address matters such as the cost of living, the government legislative agenda, and industrial matters. You talk about what has been achieved, where we're going, where we're headed, and some of the matters we're working on presently.
Hi, this is Chief Meteorologist Basil Dane with a tropical weather update brought to you by BTC and CBS Bahamas. Ian is now over South Carolina, moving towards the north at some 15 miles per hour. Maximum sustained winds has reduced to 70 miles per hour, and further reduction is expected overnight as Ian has now become an extratropical low over the Carolinas, but those strong winds will continue to batter South Carolina as it eventually moves into Virginia tomorrow, and thereafter we expect that system to dissipate. Elsewhere in the tropic, we're looking at a tropical wave just coming off the African coast, has about a 20% chance of development, but that will bump up to about 60% as it moves into more favorable atmospheric conditions over the next couple of days. This has been a tropical weather update brought to you by BTC and CBS Bahamas.
Still to come, a probe into the third homicide for the week and a retreat for police. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report returns.
This portion of the news was brought to you by Sun Oil Limited Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
We are a leading Bahamian bank, one of the largest publicly traded companies on BISX. Our measure of strength is our growth and performance, with over $1.7 billion in assets. We remain committed to serving the interests of our shareholders, staff, clients, and communities. The confidence to lead, the performance to remain. We are Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
We just got the new fiber internet speed bump. Now my internet so fast I can watch 2 4K movies, play video games, and browse with my computer at the same time.
Yeah, my internet so fast I could download a whole season of shows before my noodles run cooking.
Mine so fast when I go to church online, service actually over early.
Mine so fast when I'm working from home, 5 o'clock, come before 3.
Sound like you got this BTC fiber internet speed bump like me.
But it's so fast, I had to have it.
Current fiber internet bundle customers now have as much as 3 times the speed. Totally free. Link up with BTC.
Mealtime rules. Don't serve yourself first. Do not eat with your mouth open. Don't rest your elbows on the table. Don't make noise when eating. Does not apply when enjoying KFC buckets. When we bucket together, we are as we really are.
3 months left to go in 2022, and the country's homicide count have shot past 100 after what was reported as a traffic accident on High Point Road after 9 last evening turned out to be much more.
Officers responded along with EMS personnel, and on arrival, met a male lying in the street with injuries to the upper body. On examination of that young man, we found that the injuries were consistent with gunshot injuries. At present, we are uncertain of the circumstances surrounding this particular incident, but we are investigating.
The victim is said to be a dark male in his late 20s. Police Press Liaison Officer Chief Superintendent Chrislyn Skippings making an all too familiar public appeal for assistance, adding that officers are hopeful of possible leads through area cameras.
You may have seen a vehicle or a person running from this area. Whatever little bit of information that you may have that you think can advance this investigation, we would like for you to contact us. And again, if you look through this corner, well, there are cars passing now, but you don't have too much activity moving through this corner. And so, again, we're investigating, and so we will have to wait for the investigators to do their work. Certainly, we're going to utilize technology to advance us in the investigations. And so as we move forward, whatever information we have that we can disseminate to the public, we will give that to you.
Now, this latest homicide coming just days after another here in the capital. The victim, an expat resident of the Veneto condominium, Cable Beach. According to Skippings, here's where things stand with that investigation.
At this time, I don't have an update for you, but I can tell you that the officers are arduously investigating, and as soon as we have information that can be revealed or disseminated to the press, we would pass that information on to you.
We can also share with you information of a stabbing that's left a middle-aged man fighting for his life in hospital. Initial reports are that the incident took place around 4:30 Wednesday afternoon on Malcolm Road. Police say the victim was walking in that area when 2 men attacked him, stabbing him in the neck. At last report, the injured man was in critical condition. We can also tell you about the aggressive search for the 3 men who robbed a resort in North Andros during the early morning hours Thursday. Reports are that the men entered the property and robbed 2 patrons of an undisclosed amount of cash and jewelry before escaping. Anyone with information on the matter should call the police. Well, over 100 police officers, meantime, locked in a 2-day working retreat geared at balancing mental health while getting the requisite training. Carla Palmer has the story.
For 2 days beginning this Friday, 120 officers of the Royal Bahamas Police Force are being treated to some rest and relaxation at the Warwick Hotel on Paradise Island. Although a setting far away from their daily and a somewhat monotonous crime-fighting routine, the group is still unable to altogether avoid talk of their important role as law enforcement officers. In fact, their retreat is heavily peppered with education sessions, as they are aware that sharpening skills and keeping abreast of the latest information and technology is critical to crime fighting. Chief Superintendent Michael Johnson, officer in charge of the Criminal Investigations Department, says training towards advancement is essential for the police.
So since I took over the realm of CID, I believe in training. I want to make sure my officers are prepared to deal and confront any situation. And so this is so important. Training, like I always say, it helps an officer to grow. It prepares them to deal with any situation.
National Security Minister, the Honorable Wayne Munro, is supportive of the initiative.
Treats of this nature are very important because when you step back from the enemy, refresh yourself and go again. And so as Bahamian people, we sometimes underestimate the toll that this constant being at it can have on police officers.
The retreat, however, comes in the face of a reported 100 murder counts so far in country. Minister Munro maintains the government, through the police, is doing all necessary.
We don't think that magically the fellas involved in gangbanging are going to stop because we reach 100. We don't think that gangbangers were created overnight. We see them ranging in age now from 15 up to about 23, 24. We are telling them, as has been happening, if you insist on committing crime, the police are now out in saturation patrols, they will get you.
As he continued to speak on the lawlessness of a few, Minister Munro reiterates the government's efforts to the crime fight.
A lot of the murders are domestic related. People don't get along with people. People get roused and suddenly decide to stab someone to death or shoot someone. The only persons who are going to turn the tide is us. And so we're introducing programs to divert young people from crime. We're giving the police more resources, more vehicles to be on the streets to get the people who decide that they want to be menaces to society.
Police executives acknowledge the support from the wider community and, in expressing thanks, are encouraging the public to continue in this regard. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Carla Palmer.
In other news, as State Minister Lisa Ramming tells it, the need is great, the resources little. But the Small Homes Repair Program has to make do with the $3 million it's been allocated to repair and bring relief to the hundreds seeking help, primarily post-Hurricane Dorian.
Today, we have completed 180 homes completed. That's New Providence, Grand Bahama, and the other family of islands. We've completed. However, we had 550 contractors submitted documents, and over 800 homeowners have applied.
Now, as for the frustration from some that applications have long been in and nothing's been done, Ramming asks for patience. Applicants must show proof of home ownership and Bahamian citizenship. Further, their eligibility will be verified. There is the added assurance that all work will be professionally done.
Beneficiaries can expect the repairs to be of the high quality that they would expect from even the top professional contracting firms. Participating contractors must definitely show proof of experience and compliance with tax obligations and must supply work references that speak to their quality of work. The work, of course, will be inspected to confirm after it is started to ensure that it's in the high standards.
According to the state minister, the immediate focus will be on the elderly, the disabled, and single parents. Well, flu season nears, and local health officials are urging parents to arm their children against it. And this particularly in the face of COVID prevention measures being further loosened in recent months. Acting Chief Medical Officer Dr. Philip Swan then is renewing the appeal for up-to-date immunization.
We are seeing the rise of forgotten illnesses in developed countries, including parts of the world that we call source markets. Most of the working adults are immunized and none the worse for it. It is the little children who are not being given the opportunity to receive the routine immunizations who are at risk for serious illnesses and in some cases death. Immunized adults are immune from contracting the disease, yet they can still serve as carriers and subsequently infect children and others who have not had the benefit of vaccines. We have been advised that the Bahamas has a direct potential threat of polio being imported as a result of it circulating in New York and London, two cities with whom we have direct flights multiple times a week.
As Dr. Swan explains, failure to follow through with immunizations can lead to complications.
Polio presents with a sore throat and fever and may progress to headaches, dizziness, and neck and back pain. And most severe presentations progress to flaccid paralysis and death. There is no treatment for polio, but it may be self-limiting. German measles or rubella presents with a fever, rash, joint aches, headaches, and conjunctivitis or redness of the eyes. Complications include brain swelling in children, and babies born to women who have been exposed to rubella during pregnancy can be born with birth defects such as blindness, deafness, or severe heart defects.
Well, the results of this week's poll question are in, but before turning to those, here's a reminder of what was asked. Which of the following do you think the Davis administration should focus on in its second year in office? A, the economy, B, crime, C, healthcare, D, education. Well, on the ZNES website, 35.29% of you said crime, 29.41% the economy, 23.53% healthcare, and 11.76% education. In terms of tweets, both the economy and crime locked in 35.3%, healthcare 8.8%, and education 12%. Over on Facebook, the economy 44%, crime 32%, education 15%, and healthcare 9%. As always, thanks for participating. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Stay with us.
Tourism today. Bahamas tourism today.
The International Civil Aviation Organization Assembly brought together its delegates for high-level talks surrounding aviation policy issues. Among those countries was the Bahamas, with a delegation led by Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism Investments and Aviation, the Honorable I. Chester Cooper.
Let me say how delighted I am to be able to head a delegation in Montreal to attend the International Civil Aviation Organization's meetings. It's important that we maintain our place in the world. We are building a robust aviation industry in the country. This is an important element of everything we do as an archipelago. We own 30-plus airports, and there are more airstrips across the country. We have a vibrant tourism industry. Aviation is like the oxygen for tourism, and therefore it's critical that we continue to build regulated, safe airports across the country. ICAO gives us an opportunity to draw on the level of expertise available from its more than 190 countries around the world and more than 2,800 attendees. So we have an opportunity not just to attend the technical training sessions, but to network with many of our colleagues from around the world to find opportunities and to create possibilities for the Bahamian people.
For more information about the International Civil Aviation Organization Assembly, visit Bahamas.com. I'm Joshua Robbins, and this is Tourism Today.
Super
Super savings on quality products. That's the specials at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets. Rainbow tuna, 5 ounce, 99 cents. Devon corned beef, 12 ounce, $2.59. Yellow grits, $1.49 per pound. Bone-in chicken breasts, $2.69 per pound. Sweet bananas, 99 cents per pound. Donate your change to help feed the Humane Society animals at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
Welcome to the Global Learning Exchange. We're partnering with BIBT to bring opportunities for higher education to the Bahamas. Earn your degree from a university in the U.S. right here at home. Visit us online to learn more.
There's someone who's filled with pain without a plan. Maybe you can be the one to lend a hand. In a world that's filled with darkness, you can be the light. This little light of mine, whoa, I'm gonna let it shine, it shine, it shine, let it shine.
Throughout all of our family islands, a Family Guardian Home Service agent can meet all your insurance needs. We offer life, health, and property and casualty insurance policies to help protect you, your loved ones, and your assets. With offices in Abaco, Eleuthera, Exuma, and Grand Bahama, and agents throughout the islands of the Bahamas, a Family Island agent is always nearby. Family Guardian, at your service, at your door. For any inquiries, WhatsApp us at 357-9632.
Shell Unleaded improves your fuel economy, giving increased miles per gallon, allowing you to do more of what you really want. Special additives used in Shell Unleaded improve your engine's efficiency. So go further with Shell Unleaded. Venture out to beaches, Junkanoo, and festivals, and bring home memories that will last a lifetime. Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
Margaritaville Beach Resort, the venue for dozens of professionals and stakeholders in the maritime industry, celebrating World Maritime Day and Maritime Week here in the Bahamas. Minister responsible for transport, the Honorable JoBeth Colby Davis, says as the group celebrates the achievements of former Transport Minister, the Honorable Glenys Hannah Martin, in 2002 and 2012, the industry continues to evolve, particularly within the Bahamas Maritime Cadet Corps.
The BMCC has seen over 3,000 students graduate since the program's inception. The foundation laid by Minister Hannah Martin has contributed to this opportunity for the next generation of cadets to progress in their careers. It is also the success of this program that forms the centerpiece for Maritime Week, as what better way to raise national awareness than to showcase our young Bahamians who themselves are success stories as a result of the training and exposure provided through the BMCC.
Hannah Martin noted the importance of a team effort in building the industry and empowering more young Bahamians.
The Maritime Cadet Program in particular, which is the focus tonight, was formed, Clyde Bethel put it in my ear, we made it happen, to be the template or the stepping stone to recognize these young people. I gladly accept. As for myself, I am a work in progress. I got a long way to go, but I am thankful to God for allowing me to have the strength to move and to have such a fantastic team of Bahamians every time that allow us to do all that we can to advance the agenda of the Bahamian people.
Participants of the Governor General's Youth Award program recently participating in a weekend getaway to not only get active, but to develop their skills and help the community through participation. The group spent the weekend at Super Clubs Breezes. GGYA National Director Jaquetta Lightborn Maycock says the goal was to introduce the group to activities they can do in order to pursue their bronze, silver, or gold award. At the start of the new school year, GGYA wanted to reacquaint participants participants with traditional activities like Boys Brigade, Girls Guide, Scouts, Rangers, and Junior Achievement, and introduced them to new ones like Chinese dragon boat racing and the Blue Angel Flight Experience, a flight school. Teens were also able to sign up for life-changing opportunities to help others through Hands for Hunger, the Dignified Girl Project, and the Bahamas Red Cross. GGYA is a local arm of the Duke of Edinburgh Awards, the world's leading achievement award that offers youth the opportunity to gain 3 awards through volunteering, physical exercise, expedition, and skills. Well, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints finalizing plans for its biannual General Conference set for this weekend here in New Providence. Communications Director for some of the Caribbean islands, Willamette Camp, says the idea is to provide attendees with guidance and inspiration from church leaders.
Speakers are going to be there from around the world, members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Importantly is the fact that we will be hearing from our living prophet today, President Russell M. Nelson, and we will be hearing from the primary branch, from the Relief Society branch. The speakers will be from wherever the church is around the world. So you can have a speaker from the Caribbean, from the United States, from wherever, South America, because we're an international church.
The conference will be broadcast live on the ZNS television network beginning at noon on October 1st and 2nd. Camp is encouraging residents to attend the event at the church on Soldier Road.
As human beings, whether in the Bahamas, throughout the world, would follow the gospel of Jesus Christ as subscribed by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, if we were to follow the teachings and the precepts of the church, we will have a much, much better world. In fact, there will be not any of a lot of the adverse situations that we currently have in the world.
Well, as we head to the break, we'd like to thank all our viewers watching us live on our social media platforms. And just in case you missed the news, be sure to head there to catch up. Stay with us. There's more after the break.
To think of the bank as my personal ATM machine. If I wanted a new car, new furniture, a weekend trip to Miami, no problem. Just max out the credit card or top up my loan. I was a big baller until I realized that 75% of my salary was going to pay back all those loans. Fidelity's personal financial coaching was the best solution. Fidelity gave me a plan with a debt consolidation loan that has a built-in savings that pays 5% interest. I now only have one low monthly payment plus money in my pocket. Give Fidelity Bank a call at 356-7764 in Nassau or 352-6676 in Freeport. Visit any of Fidelity's locations or visit a website at fidelitygroup.com.
When you wanna save money on your tile supplies, who you gonna call? The Tile King. When you tile your house and you wanna look good, who you gonna call? The Tile King.
Visit the new Tile King showroom, which is internationally recognized as the finest tile showroom in the Caribbean, located in the Builders Mall on Wolf Road.
The Tile King. Who you gonna call? The Tile King.
Tiles on everything. Hey, it's your honorary pump attendant here to educate you on the do's and don'ts at the service station. Here's what you don't do. Do not pull up from the pump without first checking that the nozzle has been removed from your car. Because if you pop this, that's about $600,000 to $30,000 to replace. These things ain't cheap. What you want to do is make sure that the nozzle has been removed, or just wait for the universal sign, which is the double tap.
Our future is here. And no matter the result, we must come together. Together, we will innovate. Together, we will lead the way. Our future belongs to us. Happy Election Day, my fellow Bahamians. Leading the Bahamas in home improvement since 1973.
Not much, if anything, has been said about Eleuthero's Cotton Bay development recently, but according to Press Secretary Clint Watson, the project is progressing. The resort and residential development will feature 90 guest rooms. It's expected to create 300 jobs during its construction phase alone.
The principals of Cotton Bay Holdings have announced that Abaco Architects, an award-winning design firm headquartered in Mexico City, will be the lead designers for the project. The company says it will also be engaging Bahamian architectural and engineering firms to work alongside Abaco and will be announcing details in the coming weeks. It was back in December that Cotton Bay Holdings Limited announced its agreement with Marital International Incorporated to bring the exclusive Ritz-Carlton Reserve brand to the Bahamas.
A solution to overcrowding at the Harbor Island government dock coming soon for residents on that island. This as Ministry of Works officials announced the beginning stages of a project which will see to the construction of a brand new commercial dock. The move comes as the existing dock has for some time been used by passenger vessels and mailboat operators. However, a new commercial dock will be used strictly for the purposes of the mailboat, eliminating the crowding chaos that passengers and mailboat patrons sometimes face. Speaking to our news team on the island, Minister of Works, the Honorable Alfred Sayers, noted that the ministry has the initial design and is awaiting consultation from community stakeholders.
We gave drafts of the preliminary design to the members of the local council. So as we get feedback from the community, the design will be finalized, and then we will get the funding in place. Provision is made. We have provision, PS, right, for the mobilization of the project. So the consultation is critical.
Well, it's time now for a check on Family Island weather with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Makishla. We're under partly cloudy skies. Temperature 88 degrees. Relative humidity at 75%. Westerly winds 9 miles per hour. The barometric pressure 1,007.2 millibars. That's 29.74 inches. And the pressure is steady. Temperatures around the Family Islands this evening. They are brought to you by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We're protecting you. 82 degrees in Freeport, Grand Bahama, and Green Torquay. That's in Abaco. Marital, Abaco at 85 degrees. The Berry Islands, 85 as well. Alistown, Bimini, 82 degrees. 85 in Harbor Island, Roxanne, Eleuthero. Black Point, Exuma, 87. Also, Camp Space, Andros reporting 87 degrees. Fresh Creek and Central Andros at 84. 86 in Otterstown, Cat Island, San Salvador, and Rum Key, Georgetown, Exuma, 85. 86 in Rygat Island, Clarencetown, Long Island, and Crooked Island. Betsy Bay, Maguana, 82. Acklands, 82. Matutani, Nagu, 86. And the Turks and Caicos Islands at 83 degrees. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Builders Mall, home of FYP, the Tile King, and the Paint Setter. In the northwestern Central Islands tonight through Saturday, those winds are going to be southeast to south. Speeds 10 to 15 knots, wave heights 2 to 4 feet. With some moderate and northerly swells, particularly over the extreme northwest Bahamas. High tide, that will take place at 11:54 tonight. You can expect a low tide at 6:02 in the morning. Now for the southeast Bahamas, the wind's still a little stiff. Southeasterly at 12 to 18 knots, wave heights 3 to 6 feet. So we will maintain caution flags for the southeast Bahamas through Saturday. But then on Sunday, in the northwestern parts of our country, the winds become southwest at 10 to 15 knots, and the wave heights 2 to 4 feet. Low tide, 7 in the morning, high tide at 1:33 in the afternoon for the central and southeastern islands on Sunday. Winds light and variable with very flat seas over the ocean. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they are brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
Now
That's going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned. The extended weather forecast is still ahead.
Are you a contractor or new homeowner? Maybe you need a few pieces of lumber for your DIY projects. Welcome to Capital Lumber, the newest building materials company in the Bahamas. Located on Parkgate Road, Nassau, helping you to maximize your savings on lumber, cement, shingles, tools, and much more. Your one-stop shop for all your building essentials. With free delivery to the mail booth. Visit us today. Capital Lumber. Build strong.
Being the CFO at this young age, it really is very fulfilling to me, and it really shows that the hard work, the hours that I put in my career, they really paid off. Having such young persons in such a key role really shows that the board of directors have a lot of trust in the leadership of the young people. Being committed to excellence means that you put all of your effort into whatever it is you're doing to get the best benefit out of that task or anything you're doing in life.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Welcome to sports, everybody. For the first time, the Caribbean Baseball Cup is headed to the Bahamas. Now in its 4th edition, the event will take place December 4th through the 11th at the new state-of-the-art Andre Rogers National Baseball Stadium. Expected in town to compete alongside the Bahamas are Cuba, the U.S. Virgin Islands, Haiti, Puerto Rico, Curacao, Colombia, and Aruba. This is a CAC qualifier with the top 2 teams moving on to the CAC Games.
We limited it to 8, only for the reason is we only have one official 90-foot diamond field in the country. The goal is to move forward next year as we get our other official diamond, 90-foot diamond, and then we'll be able to host larger tournaments. I know a question for you guys will be asking, can Jazz play or Lucius play? Anybody who's on the 40-man roster or in the show cannot play in the qualifier. Okay, now they can go to the CAC Games, but they can't play in the qualifier. So we won't see those 2 individuals. But we will definitely see all of our other minor leaguers. We're going to be very competitive. Our goal over the next 3 years is to send off as numerous national teams so that we can raise our ranking, with the hope of, in 3 years, when they announce the next World Baseball Classic qualifier, the Bahamas will be there.
And for those of you wondering, the Andre Rogers Stadium will be completed in time for the Caribbean Cup.
As you know, the field is synthetic, and the last work before the actual carpet goes down is to be completed today. We have a very high-end scoreboard. We have 12 carpet boxes that will be completed. We have 12 concession stands. Our building is fully IT compliant. The locker rooms of the baseball teams will be completed. The carpet is here, the lockers are here.
The Caribbean Cup has the full endorsement of Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, the Honorable Mario Boleg.
We had some of our famous baseball players played with Great Britain and was successful for qualifying. It is time for us now to start our own qualification so that these young men can come home and represent our country.
Beyond the CAC qualifier, the Bahamas Baseball Association also putting an emphasis on inner-city youth and the resumption of senior league baseball in the capital.
The goal is working with the academies so we can start to see how best we can start to pull out our raw talent and give them an opportunity for them to see the vision of getting deeper into sports and what the opportunities lie for them in the sport of baseball. One of the other plans is we want to start a professional league here in the country, in the stadium, so that we can continue to develop from the senior level. Reason for that, you must understand, is that when you go to qualifiers, 90% of the times you're not going to get your best players who played in the minor league system or the pros.
The Miami Heat winding down its training camp here in the Bahamas, and yesterday they hosted a kids clinic at the Kendall Isaacs Gym.
They love the game.
They're heat fans. You know, we're right over the water. And we want to kind of create a festive atmosphere today where they're having a good time, enjoying themselves. At the same time, we want to teach them a little bit about the game of basketball, the fundamentals of the game of basketball.
The ITA Small College Regional Tennis Championships underway. Representing Indiana Tech, 9th seed Abigail Sims upset in the first round of singles. That dropped her into the consolation draw where she won her opener before falling in the second round. In doubles, Sims seeded third with Roshni Arunkumar, and the Bahamian would suffer an upset loss there as well in the first round. Still talking college tennis, Kofi Bowe and Johnson C. Smith swept in a duel with Mars Hill. Bowe fell 6-4 and 3 in singles. In doubles, he teamed with Dunstan Leslie, and they would come out on the losing end 7-5. The college tennis season continuing this weekend. The schedule looks like this. Sydney Clark and UAB playing at the Bama 4 in the fall in Tuscaloosa. Meantime, Elena Mackey and Mars Hill also in action against North Greenville. The college water polo season also on the schedule this weekend. Saquon Miller and Salem at the Penn State Barron Invitational, while Nicholas Wallace Whitfield and Mount St. Mary's are out west in California at the Gary Troyer Tournament. As for the college swimming season, that continues this weekend as well. Lamar Taylor and Henderson State traveling for a dual meet with Hendrix College. A number of Bahamians also expect to be in the pool for Howard as they host the battle at the Burr. Bahamians getting a first-hand look at the growing sport of parkour thanks to the Pan American Gymnastics Union. President of the Bahamas Gymnastics Federation, Cora Hepburn, says while the numbers have been small, valuable knowledge is still being passed on.
During our registration process, we had up to 25% registered. Today we have about 10 or 11 participants. The instructor is very good, very knowledgeable, and I've been having some of the parents call with regard to the kids coming out and trying the equipment. So we are supposed to have a group out of the kids tomorrow.
That's a look at sports. Check on weather up next.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Mario thought he could have his cake and eat it too. He almost found out the hard way that if you don't insure your home for the full replacement value, when it comes time to make a claim, you won't get the full payout. It's called the condition of average. If your $200,000 home is destroyed by a hurricane, but you only insured it for $100,000, half the value, you'll only get half of that $100,000 payout. Actually, less than that, because there's also a deductible which will be deducted from your payout. Check your home insurance policy for the condition of average clause and ask your insurance agent or broker how condition of average would affect you. This message was brought to you by the Insurance Commission of the Bahamas, protecting the interests of policyholders.
Have you been denied a U.S. visa and don't understand why? Have you been turned away from the U.S. border without an explanation? Maybe you've had a prior arrest or conviction and you're not clear on how to move forward at this point. Call our office. We may be able to help. 954-449-1833.
As a CEO, it really delights me, quite frankly, to have such young, nimble, agile thinkers. Their innovation and creativity is really at the forefront when they show up for work and they're fully committed. Nothing, in my mind, beats the benefit of experience. The benefit of them on our team is tremendous. To really be thinking about fiber to the home is like the next frontier of technology. Rollout across the entire province really brings a lot of excitement and energy to our teams. And I'm delighted to be thinking about the future of the Bahamas with fiber to the home everywhere.
We are here in the time of need. There's no discrimination. The mission is to relieve the suffering. We volunteer, we deliver care. With donors and partners, we're always here to turn compassion into action. Protecting life and health with our training throughout the year. We empower to heal the world. resilient Bahamas. Community farming for food security. Climate program suited for our island country. Together, let's build a more resilient Bahamas.
This message brought to you by the Bahamas Red Cross Society in conjunction with the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
Calling all Family Island businesses. Want more customers? Want to get seen and heard by a large audience? Want to advertise on the best place to get your message out? Then you need the ZNS Radio Network and the ZNS community page. And now is the time to advertise. Ask for the Family Island Business Package, starting at just $199. You heard right. That's $199. And let the ZNS Network help you grow your business. Call the ZNS Sales Office today at 502-3800.
Nobody can talk about your business or a special event like you can. Do you want a way to bring your message to a large audience? You need a live ZNS radio interview. 5 minutes of airtime to let listeners know directly from you all about your company, product, or upcoming event. And now, for a limited time only, get 5 interviews for 25% off or 10 interviews for 35% off. Call the ZNS Sales Office today, 502-3800, and get on the radio.
Christmas is right around the corner. It's time to plan your holiday advertising. And right now, there's a special on ZNS Radio Network remote broadcasts you don't want to miss. Just book your 2-hour ZNS Radio remote for the holidays between October 1st and November 15th and get 30% off the price. Plus, you'll get free promos so everyone will be reminded about your broadcast. Call ZNS Sales Department today at 502-3800 and ask for the Holiday Radio Remote Special, and your holidays will be bright.
Time now for weather.
In our final look at weather, we have a trailing trough out of Ian smack across the central Bahamas, and that will continue to support pockets of showers and thunderstorms in that part of the country. Over the extreme northwestern Bahamas, the weather going to be pretty nice tonight with just partly cloudy conditions. Our forecast generally calls for mostly cloudy conditions. That's for here in the capital, with a couple thunderstorms still possible late, as that trough could drift a little bit towards the west. 77 degrees for your low temperature, and then tomorrow we're looking at periods of clouds and sunshine, and isolated thunderstorms still possible as well, with a high temperature of 85 degrees. Your extended weather forecast, showers will be isolated right into Sunday. We're looking at an abundance of sunshine as we get into Monday. The early part of next week is looking pretty good. Temperature-wise, we're going to keep you once again in the upper 80s. Makishla.
Well, sounds good, Basil. That does it for the Bahamas tonight. Thank you for continuing to make ZNS your first choice for news and information. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. From all of us here at ZNS, thank you for watching and good night.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
True music, Juliet, music pop. All my 60 ladies hit the dance floor. Come on now and move it, move it, move it. Said all my 60 ladies hit the dance floor. Show them how to do it.
Yo, it's real crazy, man. I was sitting down at a team meeting at about 11:30, and I swear to you, we were just talking about where I wanted to be in the next 6 months, next year, what the plans were for Julian Believe, and the future, where I saw myself. And kid you not, I checked my email, and there was this message from, this guy named Mike and Donna, and they were saying how they was a part of the whole Miss World organization, and honestly, I thought it was a joke. I was like, Ashton Kutcher, come out, because this can't be for
and
real.
Miss Bahamas comes on,
and does the Caribbean slide in her costume. And we were like, oh, that's such a great track. It would be great. And John was like, oh, it'd be amazing if we could get that track for the show. So that's how it all started. Can you imagine like getting up one morning and seeing that email? You'd be like,
yeah. Scrolled up and I saw Miss Chantel O'Brien, the Miss Bahamas. I was like, this is crazy. So I automatically give it to my team members and I was like, yo, y'all check this out. Tell me what you think. And at that moment, we knew we were going to Miss World.
I wanna live and wine. Jumpstart the party 'cause I'm feeling right. If everybody throw your hands up high.
2.5 days to get a chance. So I just wanted to see what the people are doing, you know? Make sure I'm behaving. Friend is all over the place. You know, but it's cool. You know, we just rob over here. So rehearsals off the chain. Just watch, you know, see it. So you don't like it. Right? Before I do the world.
I know why you came to this place. You're breathing, so celebrate. You might as well demonstrate. If you're screaming out, stop my say. MC my bullet. Dance them cares away.
Good.
Jumpstart the party 'cause I'm feeling right. If everybody throw your hands up high. No need to worry, gonna lose your mind. Dance with somebody, just call me on my cell phone. Anytime you need my love. Call me on my cell phone. Anytime you need my love. And I like it enough. Hey, back in on me, all right.
Being able to walk around this place and the love is so strong. Everybody is like singing Julian Believe, Caribbean Slide, move to the left, move to the right. That feeling itself is like, you cannot even buy that. You can't even buy this opportunity. So to be blessed and to have the universe, you know, send this amazing opportunity my way just means so much to me. It's surreal. Like, I'm here, but I'm not really here, you know? We did it. That's how I feel like, yo, like, if you really work hard and you believe in yourself, things can happen. And it doesn't matter what it is or what you do. If you have that confidence in something that you can't see that, hey, this is gonna come to pass no matter how long it takes, it's gonna happen. Just gotta put those 10,000 hours in.
Well, as much as you have practiced and done this over and over, done the Caribbean Slide over and over, it is always good to be mentally and physically prepared. So I like the fact that you've been spending a bit of solitude on your own to focus on what you need to do. All eyes are going to be on you, not just on the contestants. You are the opening number, and you will set the mood and the tone for what is to come throughout the show. So your music will be the upbeat and up-tempo of how the mood will flow from there.
It's a gift that you can't buy. It's a gift from the universe. It's a gift from God that you cannot buy this. You can have a bunch of contacts and still don't get this. For me to be a stranger in a country on the other side of the world, 21 miles long, 7 miles wide, and be good enough to be here, is humbling for me. The only thing I could do is get down on my knees and pray. I mean, you work so hard. Like, it is so difficult as a musician, as an artist, especially growing up in the Bahamas, to make it successful, to make it internationally, and to be able to garner that kind of support and attention that you need to be a star. So for me, I felt like this was bigger than me. It wasn't even about me. I felt grateful, like my country, surprisingly. I felt like, yo, we as a country have a shot at the world seeing us. And when you know that you have access to 1 billion people at one time, one platform, I think this was Bahamian history for me. You know, this was Caribbean history. You know, and I just was proud about that. I just felt great.
All my sexy ladies, I need you to move it, yeah. All of my fellas, show them you can use it. Everybody to the left, to the right, to the left. Everybody to the left, move to the left, move to the right, move to the right, now move to the left, move to the right. Jump up on the right, move to the left, now move to the right, move to the right. jump up and wind down. Wind up, wind up. Hey, hey, jump up and wind down. To the left side, move to the right, move to the right, never move to the left. Can be inside all day or night.
Yeah, y'all, we just finished tearing up the stage, right? It felt so good to be received by those folks out there and to the millions of viewers at home. Billions of viewers at home. It feels so good to represent the 242 right now. That's a dream come true. A very big stage. Having 200 girls performing the Caribbean live with me. This is it. This is the beginning, Bahamas. This is our moment. This is our time. It feels so good. Feel good to make my parents proud. Feel good to be able to make the country proud. And I just want to shout out everybody right now who've been behind this movement from day one. This is our time, Bahamas. Miss World 2015 and beyond. We're getting ready to head there. We're taking this to the world. Get ready.
Everybody just move to the left, move to the left, move to the right, move to the right, move to the left, move to the right. Jump up and wind up.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.